Musk lost the trial. So here's the question nobody's really answered. Who enforces OpenAI's mission now? This is Musk v. Altman Daily. Today, the clean legal question. Who polices a charity's mission? Plus, a LiveNOW clip of Musk himself on the stand.
2 days under oath. Let's see if what he said holds up. Sarah, you first.
So here's the structural answer most coverage skipped. Enforcing a nonprofit's charitable mission is mainly a state attorney general's job, not a donor's, not a co-founder's. That's exactly the gap. Standing in court and having the legal right to enforce the mission aren't the same thing, and the trial record now captures an argument the statute may not actually support.
And it's a judge weighing it, not a jury. A trained federal judge listening to a mission enforcement claim from someone the structure doesn't make the mission's enforcer.
Which brings us to the remedies problem. If a federal judge's authority over charitable mission enforcement is narrower than a state AG's, what relief could Judge Gonzalez-Rogers even grant? Right. Handwerger called these the sleepy rules. Now we can name them. They sit with the state AGs, and that's why Florida outweighs a courtroom win in California on this particular point.
So the IPO clears, Musk loses, and the regulator who actually matters is still sitting in Tallahassee. Cool. Real tidy. Step back for me. In a fight over a nonprofit's founding mission, who actually has the legal authority to enforce it? Is it a donor like Musk, the board, state charity regulators, or a federal judge?
Great question. And the honest answer is, it's messy. And this trial showed exactly how messy. In the U.S., nonprofit charities, OpenAI was incorporated as a 501c3, are mainly overseen by state attorneys general, not individual donors or co-founders. Donors generally don't get automatic legal standing to sue over how their gifts are used. That's a key distinction. Musk's legal theory was that he had a contract-like agreement with OpenAI's founders, that his early donations came with enforceable promises to keep the organization nonprofit and safety-focused. Per multiple analyses of the case, his claims included unjust enrichment and breach of what amounted to a charitable trust. The federal court, in theory, could have ordered remedies like blocking OpenAI's for-profit conversion or even removing leadership. Per MIT Technology Review, the court could have ruled on whether OpenAI is allowed to exist as a for-profit enterprise and might have ousted current leadership, including Altman. But a federal judge stepping in that aggressively on nonprofit governance would have been extraordinary, because that lane usually belongs to state regulators.
So, if state attorneys general are the real watchdogs here, why weren't they the ones bringing the case? And does that leave the whole question wide open?
Yes, and that's the pressure point. The jury never reached the merits. It ruled only that Musk waited too long to sue, a statute of limitations finding per the Law Society Journal. So the core question of whether OpenAI's conversion from charity to for-profit was legally permissible is still unanswered by any court. As AI industry veteran Oren Etzioni argued in GeekWire, the next reckoning will have to come from Washington or from state regulators, not from this Oakland courtroom. So watch for state charity enforcement actions or federal legislative moves as the next likely pressure points. Here's Annie Mack at LiveNOW from Fox.
Elon Musk took the stand for the second day Wednesday in the landmark trial that pits the world's richest man against Sam Altman, a fellow OpenAI co-founder he accuses of betraying promises to keep the company as a nonprofit dedicated to humanity's benefit.
Okay, the abstraction's gone. Musk is actually on the stand. Day 2, black suit, the whole thing. And under oath, he says he was worried Altman was trying to, quote, steal the charity. Then he adds, it turned out to be true.
Right, but listen to the verb in that sentence. Steal the charity is a moral claim. Whether Musk, as a donor who put in about $38 million between 2015 and 2017, even has the legal standing to enforce that charity's mission is a whole different legal question.
And after the segment we just hit, we know the answer to that one. The people who police a charitable mission are state AGs first, not a donor with a grievance. So, legally, what's Musk doing on that stand?
telling his story mostly. He's a fact witness to OpenAI's founding. That part's legitimate. The tension is that the line he delivered sounds like an enforcement claim the law largely doesn't hand him, so the record has him making an argument the doctrine may not support.
And here's the part I keep landing on. It's a judge weighing this, not a jury. Gonzalez-Rogers isn't going to be moved by "it turned out to be true." She wants the basis, the documents, the standing. It felt like theft is not a cause of action.
Credit to LiveNOW for the courtroom detail. And it brings me back to the earlier point. Florida, the state action that hasn't budged, is the venue with the natural authority over charitable assets. The federal case got the IPO headline. The AG case has the enforcement teeth.
If you like a daily briefing that tracks a fast-moving story closely, try Ebola Watch, a weekday DRC and Uganda Ebola outbreak briefing with case counts, border tracing, WHO vaccine news, and traveler updates. Find it wherever you listen to podcasts. You'll find links to every story we covered today in the show notes. So if one of them caught your ear, you can go straight to the source there. That's Musk versus Altman Daily for this Thursday. This is a Lantern podcast.